1st of May 1978, Wrexham Football Club became 3rd Division champions and achieved promotion to the 2nd Division for the first time in the club's history. It was the crowning glory to a season which had included thrilling FA and League Cup runs, victory in the Welsh Cup, and performances that will long remain in the memory of Wrexham supporters. The previous season had ended in disappointment when Wrexham narrowly missed promotion under the management of John Neal. With 2 home games remaining against Crystal Palace and Mansfield, just 2 points were needed.
An agonising first 15 minutes for Palace. Lyons here with a near miss. Then the first disaster. Chatterston with a long throw in, Ian Evans worries the defence, and Swindlehurst was ready. A killer for Wrexham, and they lost confidence. Palace sensed a win, and keeper Brian Lloyd was called upon to keep them out. The ball wouldn't run for the Reds. Even the unexpected rebounds were expertly dealt with by Caswell in the Crystal Palace goal. The second half and further misery. Sanson put Silkman away. A cross, and Sanson is there again to head down to Perrin. 2-0 down, and the 2nd Division hopes in tatters. Incredibly, Wrexham came back. Shinton and Davis to Whittle, and Whittle lets fly with a 30-yarder. Incentive enough. Shinton dribbles to the far post. The cross misses Ashcroft. Davis gathers, another cross, and Lyons scores. It's all Wrexham had to do now with minutes to go was to hold on. Sanson with a throw-in. Harcourt connects. 90 seconds to go, and the 2nd Division. Wrexham a goal down. 60 seconds to go. Harcourt feeds Bourne. 4 goals to 2, and that last goal a vital one. Because of goal difference, it meant that Wrexham have to win against Mansfield on Saturday. Life at the top is hard graft, as manager John Neal agreed.
You're right, yeah. Yeah, to have the game snatched out from under our grasp with a minute to go, yeah, it's soul destroying. We've got a lot of people pulling for us, and the lads will do justice, I think. I'm hoping we will, and let's finish the season off properly. Right up the last game. Cheer, oh dear.
We all felt for John Neal. You know, I think deep down we knew that if we didn't go up, John might, because everybody wanted John. And really, we lost him then.
When we didn't go up, I think there was a few players that were wanting to leave the club, and I was one of them. But when Arvin took over and said, give it one more try, keep everybody together, and see if we could do it that season. And if things never worked out, well, obviously, if anybody was interested in any of the lads, well, he was prepared to let them go.
Yeah, we didn't start off too well that season. I think still a hangover from the season before with not going up. But Arvin Griffiths made 3 good signings that year in Di Davis, Les Cartwright and Dixon McNeil, who everyone knows about at Wrexham, because he proved the best of all buys, I think, because his ability to score goals has never been in question, and he produced some outstanding performances for Wrexham.
Arvin, if I'm truthful, sold me the club in a matter of moments. I mean, I went out with Arvin and Norman Wilson, and they just impressed me with what the club wanted to do. It wasn't a hard decision, if I'm honest. As I said, I thought it was a chance of. I only ever moved if I thought it was a chance of my footballing career benefiting, and I thought it would. I wanted to get back into the 2nd Division. I thought I would with Wrexham. To be truthful, after 10 games, I turned around to my family and said it's the worst move I've ever made.
Well, we didn't have too good a start on at the beginning of the season, and it was only after the first 4 or 5, 6 games that we started to pick up, and then it went on from there, and we just week after week was like cup games, you know, the excitement and the thrill of it all was terrific. Like something that you can't sort of explain.
The familiar figure of Jackie Charlton, Sheffield's new manager, received a warm welcome from the racecourse crowd, but all the early action centred around the Wrexham penalty area, where Di Davis was in splendid form. Up at the other end, Wrexham soon showed that their high position in the third division is fully deserved. Chris Turner saving magnificently just before Tommy Tynan put the visitors into the lead. But Sheffield's joy was short-lived as Bobby Shinton put Wrexham level 30 seconds later, and then almost put them ahead with a swerving drive that hit a post. Now it was all Wrexham, and Turner in Sheffield Wednesday's goal was often at full stretch, keeping Shinton, McNeil and Thomas at bay. In the second half, play continued to centre around the visitors' goal area, and it seemed impossible that Sheffield could hold out indefinitely. Then came a dramatic incident involving Mike Thomas, who was pulled down in the area by Mullen, but still managed to recover his composure. But the referee had already blown his whistle for a penalty, and despite vigorous protests from nearly all the Wrexham players, his decision stood. Arvon Griffiths takes it, and a brilliant save by Turner retains a point for Sheffield. Wrexham were soon showing just why they're top of the third division with a number of swift raids. The home club were especially strong in midfield, where Mickey Thomas was instrumental in developing several good attacking situations. Breaking swiftly from their own half, the Robins swept towards the Plymouth goal. The man who finished off this glorious movement was Bobby Shinton with the most delicate of lobs. In the second half, Wrexham continued to press and were unlucky when this John Roberts header went just over the bar. Plymouth did get the ball into the Wrexham net, but the referee had no doubt that Di Davis had been fouled, and so disallowed the goal to keep the final score at 2-0 in Wrexham's favour.
3 waiting for Wrexham in the centre. Davis. Cartwright is onside. Useful ball. And the top scorer is there again for Wrexham, Bobby Shinton. Les Cartwright who supplied the cross. The original ball there from Gareth Davis out to Cartwright had Colchester thinking they were a little square. Cartwright first time right across, and in came Shinton, and it dropped in to put Wrexham in front. 7 minutes gone. Shinton's 12th goal of the season. And on this winter afternoon, the crowd coming to life. Shinton on the ball again. Allinson for Colchester to Packer. Oh, caught again. This is Shinton. McNeil is in the centre, so is Whittle. Shinton again supplied the through ball and gets some congratulations. So too does Whittle. But I think the last player to touch the ball might well have been Mickey Cook, the Colchester fullback. He tried to keep it out, and it just went over the line to put Wrexham 2 goals up. And again, Shinton doing the damage.
Wrexham spent most of the first half in the Hereford penalty area. Indeed, it took them only 7 minutes to open the scoring through Graham Whittle. The goal stood despite Hereford protestations that Shinton had handled before passing to Whittle. Fullbacks Mickey Evans and Alan Dwyer frequently broke upfield in attack, putting the Hereford defence under all sorts of pressure. In midfield, Mickey Thomas proved an inspiration, and many of Wrexham's best attacking moves began with him starting it all off. But with Hereford beginning and ending the match in a highly cautious frame of mind, breaking through their defensive wall proved very difficult indeed. Mellor, in the visitors' goal, had an outstanding game to add to the league leaders' difficulties. Here he is in action yet again. The former Fulham keeper was literally keeping Hereford in the game. Despite their all-out attacks, Wrexham just couldn't seem to get the match-winning second goal, until from a Les Cartwright corner 1 minute from the end of the half, Mellor made his one mistake. That was Les Cartwright's first goal for Wrexham since he joined the club from Coventry. In the second half, Wrexham were forced to defend a little more, and after John Roberts conceded a corner, Sheedy nipped in to score. But the final score remained 2-1 to Wrexham.
We signed Di and Dixie, and that changed everything round for us. And from, I think, October time till through January, I think we lost 1-2 games out of 20 odd. I mean, we were really playing well. I really believed that we could beat anybody then, and we were playing some good stuff.
Oh, Dixie was the best goal scorer I've ever played with, and probably very unfortunate not to play in the first division. He was second to Jimmy Greaves, wasn't he? I mean, he was a great goal scorer. That's about all he could do. Like
Coming from Hereford with a small stand and small crowds, obviously it was a case of just raising your arm, I've scored, and that's it. The next moment, Bobby Shinton was on my shoulder saying, "Come on, we'll do a lap." And I said, "How do you mean we'll do a lap?" He said, "Well, we've got a great big stand here, you know, at Wrexham. We'll go and wave to the crowd." And I think we proceeded then to start waving from the top end of the stand at the Mould Road all the way down to the town end. But it wasn't me that wanted to wave, it was Shinner. He was just pleased, you know, he wanted all the adulation and the glory, typical showman that he is. Basically, I mean, that was how he played as well, just full of show. Brilliant.
Goal number 1, Les Cartwright on the left flank, sends over a high cross to Mel Sutton. 1-0. The second, Cartwright again lobs a free kick into the box. Alan Hill to John Roberts, 2-0. Tranmere pull one back. A short free kick and a deflected cross finds Bobby Tinnan on the far side. Though seemingly a simple ball to deal with, Nitswitsky is out of position, 2-1. Wrexham continued to pressurise the Tranmere goal, and the Robins' performance must have given Arsenal's chief coach, Don Howe, an uneasy feeling. Corner to Wrexham, Cartwright. Shinton with a header, 3-1. The fourth, Mickey Thomas away on his own, 4-1. Whittle, a brilliant game from him, is fouled inside the box. But he recovers and sends a short cross to Shinton. 5-1. Whittle again teasing the Tranmere defence. He sees Shinton on the far side. 6-1 and an emphatic warning to the Gunners.
The quarter-final of the League Cup saw European champions Liverpool visit the racecourse in what turned out to be a memorable game.
thick mud again, because the racecourse wasn't in very good condition that year. It didn't suit us a great deal. It was been a wet week that had, and of course Liverpool came, and Liverpool had a terrific team then. They had Dalglish, Kennedy, Emlyn Hughes, etc.
I remember that night because it was probably one of my best games I ever played for Wrexham. It was a 3-1 result, but we had chances to win that game. It was well, it was an awful night. Really, the pitch was disgraceful, but I think both sides produced good football that night, and Wrexham came away with a lot of credit again because we held their own, and it was only in the last sort of half hour that they really took control.
They dominated the game, and Dalglish got his first hat-trick for Liverpool. I forget who was marking him. Probably me.
From the free kick, it's Gareth Davis who finds the net. Wrexham had already beaten Preston at Deepdale in a league match, the only third division team to do so this season. And soon Wrexham were making this cup game safe. After a goal-mouth scramble, it's Dixie McNeil who slots it home. With Wrexham playing it solid at the back, this remained the final score, 2-0 to the visitors.
We went there full of confidence. We didn't get the best of starts. We were 2-0 down. I just hammered it across, and I think it was Merrick. I think the fellow's name was. He headed into his net, which we thought was a fair goal for us, because that put us back in the game really. But I think the way we played that day really. I remember when we came off, John Roberts was in such a temper. He cut his head on the top of the thing, or in temper. I think we were disappointed that we drew 4 each, because we thought we could have won it there and then. But as it's history now. We went on to win the replay, quite comfortable. And I scored in that replay. That's why I want to mention it.
Good game up at Newcastle, terrific game there. Dixie scored a tremendous goal in the last seconds.
I think I timed it quite well. I think it was a half volley, and I think the thing that always makes us laugh when we see it is the policeman behind the goal, because he ducks and his helmet comes up, because I think he thinks the ball's going to hit him. And the place just went silent. It was incredible, from a crescendo of noise just to go to nothing in a split second. Absolute disbelief. I mean, I've spoken to some supporters that were at that game, and they said they were actually frightened, in the sense that they jumped up and started shouting, then suddenly realised they were in a total mass of Newcastle fans, and were literally quite frightened.
Bird got a flick on. John Bird. Newcastle are in front. Corner swung in from the right, and big John Bird got a header there from some way out, and right into the top of the net it went. Griffiths. McNeil! And they pulled it back almost at once. Arvin Griffiths chipped the free kick in, and it ran loose in the Newcastle goal mouth. Blackhall. Natras did that well. Blackhall on the run still. Gowling is calling for a cross. And it was driven straight in! Blackhall! Ray Blackhall! He scored in the last round against Peterborough here in the replay, and now he produces a quite extraordinary goal. Bill McGarry's face, a picture, because really, from out there you wouldn't have expected that. The ball seemed to completely deceive Di Davis as it was struck in, and Ray Blackhall makes it 2-1 for Newcastle. Mickey Thomas. Whittle, McNeil! 2-2! 89th minute. And Wrexham, the third division side, have pulled it out right at the end. No wonder Dixie McNeil waved his fist. Newcastle's concentration slipped. McNeil came in on the end of the cross, and what a good piece of finishing that was. And when it comes to goal scoring, it really is true what they say about Dixie.
pitch was icy. I mean, really shouldn't have been played that day. But the fact that the ground was full, 20-odd thousand spectators, the referee went ahead, and it was like a skating rink. I mean, watching it, and it was a back pass. They nipped in, scored, and then our equaliser, it was because the corner flag fell down. Les Cartwright took the kick, and their keeper caught it. Last seconds, the game was over, and the ref made him take it again, and Dixie popped up far post. So they weren't very pleased, and that added to the atmosphere, for the replay up at Newcastle. Because the press, I mean, Wrexham were made out to be the villains, and it was nothing to do with us, you know.
I think it was taken 3 times. First time it was cleared, the corner flag fell down. And the second time it was cleared, the corner flag fell down. And the third time I just followed Big John Roberts in, and he just missed it, and it virtually dropped onto me right on the back post, and managed to get it in. But
again, the free kick to Wrexham. Killed well by Rob Carney. Comes to Johnson, and he touches it in! Johnson turns to the delighted Blythe supporters, having been presented with a gift. Scored 2 at Stoke, and puts Blythe ahead here. Mistake by Alan Hill, and Johnson just the slightest of touches, and it was enough. Here's Dwyer. All the big men forward. Shinton, Roberts, McNeil. He's got a good angle now if he can put the brakes on. Shinton. Oh! And somehow turned away by McNeil. I'm not even sure that McNeil didn't take away a header that might well have gone in. Bobby Shinton, all along has looked like the most likely man to save Wrexham. Corner, says the referee. Waterson doesn't agree, and it did well look as though it came off the shins of Shinton. Referee putting the flag in its right place. Curling in, Shinton is underneath it, the goalkeeper got a hand to it. Another corner. Again, they're on their feet in the dugout. That corner won't count, but it's beautifully taken anyway. Cartwright with the kick. Roberts hounding in on it, and it's gone in! McNeil has kept them alive and has maintained his own record as well. As Roberts went in, the ball bounced off McNeil and over the line in the 89th minute.
Blythe took us to a replay at Newcastle, and we played at St James's Park. I think the thing about that was the crowd. I mean, it was enormous. For an amateur club, I think we were all absolutely stunned that when we got to the ground at 6:15, they virtually didn't look as if there was anybody there. And there weren't, because they were all inside. You know, at that time of the day, I mean, the place was absolutely heaving.
The atmosphere was hostile, like. They were all expecting Blythe to win, I would think, because they got us back up to St James's Park. Like,
I've never heard a referee get a reception like, because we had the same referees for replays in those days, and 42,000, there must have been 40,000 Geordies there, and the stick they gave him when he came out, and there's only 10 minutes gone, and he gave us a penalty in front of the cop at Newcastle. I couldn't believe it. Arsenal were a very good team, a lot of class players. I remember Dye was injured, Eddie Nizewski was in goal, and Eddie had played really well in league games for us, but that day Malcolm McDonald rattled him early on, I remember. And then I think Eddie missed a cross. They went 1-0 up. We were battling away, but they were controlling it really. But
we've had a few challenges this season, and I think we've come out with success. You know, I think if we play as well as we can do on Saturday, I think we'll get a good result.
Dixie McNeil soon showed his class as he narrowly failed to put Wrexham into an early lead. But the First Division side soon settled down and built up this promising attack. Young Eddie Nizewicki and the Wrexham goal failed to stop a Stapleton header, and Malcolm McDonald makes it 1-0 after 25 minutes. In the second half, a capacity crowd of 25,000 saw Arsenal lose their one-goal lead when Jennings made a hash of things and let McNeil in for an easy goal. The joy of the crowd knew no bounds. But from a Liam Brady corner, the Gunners went back in front. The ball was partially cleared, Brady is back in action again, and Alan Sunderland scores with Nizewicki way off his line. 5 minutes later, Arsenal went further ahead from a near-identical move. This time Brady appears to slice his centre, but look what the unmarked Willie Young makes of it. Trailing 3-1, Wrexham threw everything into the attack, and soon their pressure paid off. The pass to Mel Sutton, and from his squared ball, it's Graham Whittle finding the target. With 10 minutes to go, it looked odds-on that Wrexham would force a replay at Highbury, with Arsenal held out with great relief until the final whistle.
I don't think we had any luck at all today, Edwin. Firstly with the decisions that went against us, and then I thought we played really well and we created some chances, missed a couple of good ones, and they stuck theirs away. We had a lot of luck that season. You know, we made a lot of our own luck, obviously, because I think we were a decent team. But it ran out that day and we just couldn't pull it back, and he beat us 3-2. And who knows, it was Orient in the semi-finals, so I think we were well capable of beating them. But that's, you know, and Arsenal got to the final, of course, that year. It could well have been Wrexham.
We needed a point to get promotion. So everybody was on high, and when we got out there, we were so relaxed.
These were the scenes of jubilation at the racecourse at 5 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. Minutes earlier, with a crushing 7-1 defeat of Rotherham, Wrexham had clinched promotion to the second division for the first time in their history. They now need just 1 point from 4 games to clinch the third division championship. This is how fame and glory arrived on Saturday. The first goal was a beauty, engineered by John Lyons and finished by Mickey Thomas in the 12th minute. Three minutes later, John Lyons makes it 2-0. Rotherham's desperation made them concede a penalty when Cartwright was fouled. All this action had taken place in the opening 22 minutes in front of nearly 17,000 fans. To take the spot kick, Graham Whittle. 3-0. With promotion now a virtual certainty, Wrexham relaxed and put on a dazzling exhibition of football artistry. Their fourth goal was a classic example of this. Les Cartwright was the man who laid on the scoring pass to to Bobby Shinton. 4-0. Then Cartwright crosses accurately and Graham Whittle makes it 5. Rotherham's best chance came when Di Davis fumbled a corner, but fortunately for the Welsh international, the opportunity was squandered, and that remained the score at half-time, 5-0 to Wrexham. Although Rotherham got a goal in the 73rd minute, Wrexham was soon back on the attack. But when John Lyons hit the bar and scrambled the ball home for what looked like a perfectly good goal, the referee had already blown his whistle for an earlier foul on Whittle. This gave the Wrexham striker to score his side's 6th goal and clinch his own hat-trick. Hardly had the cheering died down, then with a superb solo run, Les Cartwright made the final score 7-1 to Wrexham.
Just on a Bill Shankly, he said you have to be involved to really know the feeling. I mean, promotion is all about a year's hard graft work, and that's what we've done. And thankfully this year we've got what we deserve.
During the match I just kept thinking of the disappointment last year. You know, the few lads cried here last year, and the last 10 minutes of the game I just wasn't bothered about the game. I just kept acknowledging the crowd, and I was over the moon. You know, and the balls kept going in.
Lovely way to finish off, yes?
Oh, it's tremendous. 7 goals, you know.
And you with your perm as well?
Yeah, me and my perm, and, but, you know, I know he scored a bad goal neither, you know, he's very good.
Looking forward to the second division, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Over the moon. Really is great, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, it's tremendous. Tremendous.
And a great day for you in particular, Mick,
great,
because
yeah.
What, you're the longest serving player, or nearly anyway?
Yes, I am the longest.
Waited a long time for this.
Yeah, it's well worth it. Great.
What about next season then?
Oh, we're looking forward to it.
Yeah,
we're really looking. It's first time for the club's history. Like
yeah.
So championship first?
Yeah, definitely, definitely, yeah.
And maybe the Welsh Cup?
Oh, I definitely going to Europe.
Remember mostly was the 7-1 because the year before we got beat by Mansfield 1-0 that sealed off fate and stay in that division. So that 7-1, I remember saying to the referee, like, you know, with 7-1, that I said, go carry on, let's carry on, you know, because I remember the year before where it was so disappointed. I wanted to make sure that we could enjoy it because it was a nice thing to do that, you know, go up the following year after such a disappointment thing. So that was nice. I remember there the Rotherham players saying, come on, you're winning 7-1, but I just want to carry on forever, really, and just, you know, just enjoy that day because it meant that we were going to get promotion.
And Graham Whittle scored a superb hat-trick. I mean, you never see a hat-trick like that again in your life. For the little man, he'd got so much talent, you know, and loved him to death.
And I scored a hat-trick that day, so it was nice for me personally, but as I say, again, going back to the club, for the club's sake, it was stamped that, you know, we were going up like. And to do it in that fashion, 7-1, against a team that, you know, over the years that we'd always had hard games against. So to beat them 7-1 like was like icing on the cake.
Their draw at Hereford on Saturday put Wrexham into the second division as champions. And yesterday, skipper Gareth Davis received the third division trophy from Bob Lord, Football League Vice President. Then Wrexham completed a lap of honour before the capacity crowd of 20,000, their biggest of the season. After the celebrations, the home side faced a Peterborough team that had to win to gain promotion. Wrexham mounted an early attack, but both sides were determined to give nothing away. And the result, a goalless draw, reflected the dour nature of the play. So Peterborough, despite a valiant attempt, failed to get promotion. Instead, Preston, whose team watched the game, go up on goal difference.
On the bus was, well, it was like winning the FA Cup. So I've watched Liverpool, I've been down in Liverpool and watched them going on the bus, and it was exactly like being like that on the up top bus, all the fans shouting, yeah. It was a nice feeling. Then we ended up at the town hall, over the town hall, and it was like a big park, big brick green set of grass, and it was full. It was really nice feeling.
It's faces that you see as well as you're going round. I know we stopped at the Guildhall and you get off the coach and people pat you on the back or say well done. And you obviously were living in the town, you actually know them. I think that having that closeness with the fans is something as well. I think it's something that this club has. It has an affinity more with the fans probably than the big city clubs.
We'd achieved something which, well, I don't think any team in Wrexham have achieved, like winning something. I know they'd been promoted, but I don't know whether they'd ever won a championship.
It was brilliant. I'll never forget it.